state trooper shot and wounded on Interstate 84 near the Dalles. The suspect is dead tonight.
That's right. Let's talk to Lieutenant Greg Hastings now with Oregon State Police for the very latest on what we know. Lieutenant, first of all, I-84 is still shut down there right at the Biggs Junction?
Yes, as far as I'm aware, still in both directions. We hopefully can get the westbound lanes open soon, and then we'll get the eastbound lanes open. But we have two scenes that are east of Biggs Junction and a real tough spot to get people around, and we just ask for their patience. We know it can be real frustrating.
Can you give us just the basics of what happened this afternoon? How did this all transpire?
At about 12:52 p.m., one of our troopers was working some overtime enforcement on I-84 east of Biggs Junction, and he notified dispatch he was stopped in a passenger vehicle at about milepost 106 for a traffic violation. And then about a minute later, the trooper was back on the radio saying shots were fired and that he was wounded. The trooper remained there at the scene, responding officers and troopers, including multiple agencies from here in Oregon and across over into Washington, responded to the scene. About a half a mile east of the traffic stop, they located the vehicle that was originally stopped. It was on the right-hand shoulder. There was a male who was in the driver's seat. He was slumped over the steering wheel. There were three other occupants, all described as juvenile age. I don't know if they were male or females that were in that vehicle. The male was taken out, and attempts to revive him here at the scene were unsuccessful, and he was pronounced deceased here.
All right, so Lieutenant, let me get this straight. Apparently, whoever was in that car shot at the deputy, then tried to drive away, and did the deputy return fire right there at the original scene? So presumably he drove away, wounded already?
Kelly, our trooper who had stopped that vehicle, the driver reportedly got out of the vehicle and shot at the trooper. The trooper returned fire. I don't know how many shots were fired. The trooper was wounded. The person got back in the vehicle, drove away. That vehicle was found about a half a mile from the original traffic stop location. And then later on, that male driver who had shot at the trooper was found in the vehicle, and he was later pronounced deceased.
Okay, and Lieutenant, before we leave you, how is the trooper doing? What's the latest on his condition?
His gunshot wounds considered not life-threatening. Appears to be a minor wound to his side. He was transported to Mid-Columbia Medical Center. His wife and fellow troopers and other family members are being notified. She's there at the hospital with him, and we're very relieved that he wasn't more seriously injured or killed in this exchange.
Well, so are we. It's the first thing we said when we came in today. And one last thing, the three children or juveniles that were in the car with that suspect, they're doing okay now?
Yes, they've been taken back to the Dalles area. They're being interviewed by investigators as part of a multi-agency investigation coordinated by the Sherman County District Attorney's Office.
All right. Lieutenant Greg Hastings, Oregon State Police, thanks for the update on that state trooper who was shot this afternoon. Routine traffic stop that just somehow went wrong. We'll get more details later, and we'll be right back.